It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by the law offices of John Day, providing superior legal representation to injury victims and their families. Find out more at johndaylegal.com. Danny Brewer back with you. Happy to be joined now by the lovely Miss Hannah Jones, head basketball coach of the Lady Red Hawks at Stewarts Creek High School. Coach Jones, how are you this morning?
Hi, yeah, doing well. How are you?
Oh, like I said, I'm prettier than a pancake right now because, like I said, I got you on the line. Coach Jones, let's introduce the folks for those who, I know that you have been coaching in Rutherford County, but this is your first year leading the Lady Red Hawks. Am I correct about that?
Yes, my first year with this group.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Hannah Jones, and let's introduce Miss Hannah Jones. Where are you from, Coach?
Originally from Brentwood, Tennessee.
The good old B-Wood, the Lady Bruins. Did you play basketball at Brentwood?
I did.
And then tell me what happened in the Hannah Jones story after Brentwood.
So Ronnie Singazar was my head coach at Brentwood, and then I was fortunate enough to go play all 4 years at Lipscomb University, and then played overseas for a little bit, and then came back, and I've been coaching at high school and was an assistant at my alma mater at Lipscomb as well, and kind of now the path has led to Stewarts Creek. I'm really excited.
All right, yeah. So wound up down on the creek. That's a good place to be. So you perked my interest here. Where did you play at overseas?
I was in Australia.
Oh, Aussie basketball. All right. So tell me a little bit about, obviously I'm very curious about that big old island. So tell me a little bit about Australia and what that was like. How many years were you there?
I was there for one, and so I played on a couple different teams there. And I was picked up to play at the island at the bottom, Tasmania. Uh-huh. And then and we would travel all over. And then kind of there was a couple of teams there. And it's beautiful. The people are wonderful. The competition was really, really tough. They're very passionate. But, you don't hear, a lot of overseas, some friends of mine that have played, it was English speaking, and they treated women right, and I got paid on time, and I was able to play and do really well and just keep it going. So in a wonderful country. So it was really beautiful, and the food was wonderful. The people that I stayed with and played with, it was a lot of great memories. I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to do that.
My niece is married to an Australian, and those are some wonderful people. His family are great people, and at their wedding, I met a lot of folks from that. They're just a very happy, wonderful culture. Would you agree with that? They're
beautiful. Just welcoming and warm. I think passionate is such a good word, too. And so I'm yes. They're wonderful.
So, Tasmania, did you see a devil when you was down there? Did you see any of them Tasmanian devils?
Not like in the wild. We just went to it like a little zoo, and so they have them there. But, yeah, Tasmanian devil is real.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about being at the creek, establishing the Hannah Jones way. When you walk in as a new coach first year, sometimes you have to try to indoctrinate, your way of doing things. Talk about the implementation of the Hannah Jones way and how that's gone for you thus far.
Well, I do think a lot of places before, just maybe this is some other people when you hire someone new, it might be that way where it's like, hey, I need to completely change and do this, do that. I don't think so. The case this time, it's like, Stewarts Creek and the culture and kind of what I walked into is it aligns with a lot of kind of my philosophy, and the girls were ready for it too. So I think that they're a lot of this group this year. Stewarts Creek graduated a ton of mature varsity talent last year, probably like 6 seniors, and majority of them went and played somewhere after. So this group is kind of filling some big shoes, but they're very coachable. I give them a lot that I think, like the standards of we want you to be here if you're going to be committed. Let's be tough in it too. But basketball is what we do, not who we are. So kind of big picture. And they're all the kids, the staff, they're very on board with it. And they're very, it it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a huge change for them. Like, they were ready for it, and they're aligned with that and kind of the vision and perspective that I bring as a coach. And so it makes me just feel really at home, and I'm just excited for these girls. Like I said, they're learning a lot. They don't have as much experience as those of the seniors that did last year, but that's a change for them. We have 5 seniors this year who are going to be filling big shoes, and they're very coachable, and that's all I can ask for.
Well, Coach, you've said some things that are very good, about basketball not being who you are, but basketball can help develop who you are. Agree or disagree with that?
Oh, 100%. I think it's just any sport, team sport, individual sport, whatever you're doing, and I mean, as a young woman growing up in sports and the hard work and the commitment and just the payoff that you get for those habits that you're building, putting in the work, but then understanding the challenges and embracing challenge and uncomfiness. Like, when you lose, there are lessons to be learned there. And when you win, there's also lessons to be learned. It's just, I think that when you win, sometimes it doesn't, what's the word? When you're winning, like, you kind of don't, maybe sometimes people don't pay as much attention, and so you think you can only learn in the losses. There's so much to be learned on all ends of the spectrum being a part of a team sport that's not required for graduation. You're not doing the bare minimum. You are doing above and beyond. It takes away your free time. It takes away just a lot of things that they're committing themselves to. So, yes, big picture, it helps mold you into a fantastic, hardworking young lady.
Because commitment, I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
You got to have it. If you don't have it, you don't need to be here.
There you go. Simply said and very aptly put. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the week that was. Tell me, first of all, Coach, what's the record right now for Stewarts Creek Lady Red Hogs?
Good question. Maybe 2-5?
Okay, all right. So there has been a good basketball tradition established at Stewarts Creek, over the years. They've always been very competitive, very good. Is that one of the things that maybe helped attract you to Stewarts Creek because of the tradition that's been there and the opportunity to continue to build on that tradition?
I think it was more that I really love the Middle Tennessee girls basketball. I think there's there's a lot of middle schools that are feeding into Stewarts Creek. I like the way the school is run. I like the population. I think there's a lot more than just, yes, it was wonderful that basketball is a priority and it has a winning culture and a competitive culture. But I think there's a lot of pros around that too to help support that end game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't think it's just, it doesn't get there. It doesn't get that way in overnight. That it has to be a long-term, it's built from within, top to bottom. So, yes, I think that's why it was really a great spot for me.
Okay, so let's talk about the week that was. Tell me a little bit about what happened this past week with Stewarts Creek.
Yeah, so we played 2 games. We played Brentwood on Tuesday and Cane Ridge last night. Cane Ridge was actually a late pickup. We were scheduled to play Lighthouse Christian, but they ended up canceling. And Cane Ridge, we were down the road. So it was kind of 2 local teams, both home games. We got down early against Brentwood, but we ended up, it was an exciting comeback game for our girls. I think they showed grit. I think they showed toughness. And they just made basketball plays. Our junior, Amira Maynard, has been really big this week. She had 20 points against Brentwood, and then she had 11 points against Cane Ridge. And Cane Ridge, definitely a different team. We ended up dropping that game last night, but it was tough. Our girls were trying to execute what we wanted them to do on the offensive end. I think we lost some steam executing defensively in Cane Ridge. They got a player who's number 22. She stepped up big for them. In Cane Ridge, they just fought hard, and I think that was a good learning lesson for us because I think a lot of people in our district, well, a lot. We don't have a big district. It's just Smyrna, Laverne, us, and Blackman. But I think Cane Ridge is going to be a good kind of a reflection of what we're going to be walking into for district. So good learning lesson. Another senior, Sophia Davis, she had a big night against Cane Ridge, but we just came up short.
So talk a little bit about the seniors. You said you had 5 seniors. Tell me a little bit about them and what you're expecting from them.
So all of them, majority of them are guards, and I have 1 senior post player. So Sophia Davis from the perimeter, just bringing athleticism, bringing some guard play, perimeter, and getting to the rim. She is one of our best on-ball defenders. So just being able to execute defensively is huge. And then Riley Steen is another senior. She is a leader in the weight room. Great culture kid for like the younger ones, and she is a green light shooter for us. And then Gabby Kennard, she's a post player, has really, really been working on her craft. I remember her when she was young. I wasn't at Stewarts Creek, obviously, but watching her grow throughout the years, I just think continuing, like, I hope she has a wonderful senior year to cap off all the hard work that she's been putting in. Then we've got Josie Blanks and Janiah Bryant, both kind of at that 3-wing position. But again, all 5 of those, I give them more to do all the time, and they're like, yep, we're doing this. They're holding the team accountable in the locker room. They're holding them accountable in the weight room, and obviously on the court and practice and games too. Like, they care so much, but I think they just got great heads on their shoulders, keeping priority in the main thing. So they're a core group, and the chemistry is, I really, really love it.
Green light shooter. I love that term. You know, when I was playing my basketball in the men's league and the pickup, the only bad shot was one you didn't take. So that was.
Well, when I got on to Riley last night, really, she was open. She truly is a green light shooter for us. She's got the numbers to prove it and the work ethic to back that up. And she hesitated a little last night. We can't have that going forward, and we talked about it, and she just takes it all in stride. So really, really love her attitude and her kind of just when I'm coaching her, she's listening and she adapts. So that's one thing to take from last night. My green light shooter, you got to be ready.
That's right. So what you got coming up this week, Coach?
We just have one game. We got Lebanon, and then we go into that Christmas break. So we got Lebanon Tuesday, home game, and then we're off. Well, we don't have the game Friday. So then we come back. We travel to Lebanon High School for the Malone Power Games, where we will play Melrose, a team out of Memphis, and then BGA.
Oh, exciting. So 'tis the season. Christmas is coming up. I know your husband's got you some fancy gifts lined up already. But what do you want from your team, Coach Hannah Jones? What do you want? What would you like your team to give you for Christmas?
I want them to continue to, I want them to put a whole game together. I want that defensive execution. They listen, they practice hard, they listen to our film and our scout. They're soaking it all in. And it's just, I'm ready for it to all kind of start clicking together in an entire game. I feel like we get pieces, one quarter, half a quarter. I want it all to come together, our defensive execution. The offense will come, but I want solid defense for all 4 quarters.
Coach Hannah Jones, I think under your leadership, you're going to get 4 quarters of play really soon.
I think
you're
going to respond.
Yes, ma'am, I do too. Coach Hannah Jones, we appreciate your time. Wish you the best of luck. If you want to see a good product on the floor, head over there to Stewarts Creek. Check out those Lady Red Hawks. Coach Jones, we wish you a Merry Christmas, and we certainly appreciate your time and wish you the best of luck.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a great Christmas and holiday.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic surgery group in Middle Tennessee. Find out more at TOA.com.